Hello, I'm Laura Chace, President and CEO of ITS America, and I'm thrilled today to be at GDOT headquarters in Atlanta to have a conversation about the ITS World Congress, which is coming to Atlanta this August, August 24th to 28th. And I'm thrilled to be here today with Commissioner Russell McMurry, Commissioner at the Georgia DOT, and Ramin Massoumi, who is the Global Director of Intelligent Mobility Services at Arcadis. Thank you for joining me for this conversation.
Absolutely.
Commissioner, Georgia is investing an unprecedented amount in transportation infrastructure to improve mobility for the region, and you have been a national leader in including technology in those investments. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you made the decision to invest in technology and what benefits those investments bring to the region?
Well, thanks, Laura. And that question is pretty easy because we must invest in technology to make sure that we're preparing for the future that we all want and need, which is foundationally based on safety and efficiency of all forms of mobility. And so here at GDOT, we certainly have made that commitment and dedication to invest in technology in all our projects, in fact, that we do. We don't think necessarily just of a technology project. We try to make sure that cooperative ITS is something that we deploy when we're thinking about our corridor projects, our intersection projects, and everything in between. And so, when we've made this decision, one of the things I'd like to remind people of, it's not super costly in the scheme of hard infrastructure or heavy civil infrastructure. It's especially for the benefit to cost there for safety, number one. And so we've certainly made that decision to move forward with CV2X technology now with over 2,000 signals outfitted with roadside units, preparing for this future that we know is coming. And that is practically here, in fact. And so we've seen some great benefits for those kind of small investments. In fact, we think there's probably about $10,000 per location that we invest, which is a small amount, considering how that compares to heavy civil infrastructure. But the benefits have been great, and some of our early benefits have just been really amazing to see. One with transit, for helping transit on-time reliability, we've seen a 35% gain in that reliability for some of the corridors that were previously behind schedule. And uniquely working with the Port of Savannah, with a global port, number 3 port in the nation as far as volume of containers moved, and just working with 20 to 22 signals there, seen about a 20% improvement in efficiency of trucks not having to stop and start due to freight prioritization and preemption for the corridor to keep freight moving, and also for interconnectivity to the railroad so that if a train is blocking the roadway, the freight has a way to know that in advance in the cab, and they can detour around so they're not just stuck and idling and not being productive. So we see that very importantly as, in looking at all forms of ITS technology in the things that we do. And we were doing a lot more than that, and we can talk about that later.
That's wonderful. Appreciate the focus on safe mobility and safety, which I know is a priority of GDOT, of ITS America, also I know of Arcadis. And I love that you gave some examples of what's happening around the state, not just in Atlanta. But I would like to focus for just a bit on the investments in Atlanta. You mentioned the CV2X deployment. So what is one exciting experience or unique offering that attendees of the ITS World Congress will be able to see when they come to Atlanta for the World Congress?
Well, one of our earlier focuses was here in metropolitan Atlanta to make sure that we had not a corridor, but a connected ecosystem being established through CV2X technology. And so I'm very excited that we'll have basically day one opportunities again for everybody coming to the ITS World Congress here in Atlanta to see demonstrations and see the practicality of what this technology brings, and opening up the platform so that the people that are coming are able to demonstrate and use their technology with our infrastructure so that we can provide that experience, really a real world, real time experience while they're here in Atlanta.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about this. So we're actually calling this the Day One Deployment District in coordination with Georgia DOT. And as the commissioner mentioned, it's very unique because it's not a test environment. It's deployed in a city with regular people and transit vehicles and emergency vehicles, uh, traveling through the district and seeing the benefits of what this technology can offer for safety and mobility. So, Ramin, as chair of the ITS World Congress, I know that you're excited about this as well. But why is it so important for you to be a part of this event and being able to showcase this investment in CVDX technology and these use cases? And what outcomes do you think are most important to deliver to help incentivize this deployment elsewhere in the country?
Yeah, thank you for that, and great to be with you, Laura, today. Yeah, the importance of this really deployment and this demonstration is to demonstrate the value of the technology and what it can do. It's My view is that we're now beyond just an academic or a theoretical exercise. We're beyond just small pilot projects. The value really is to demonstrate the power of this technology, the V2X technology has in saving lives, improving efficiency of mobility of people and goods through a region. And that's the power of this. And it brings into the conversation then, how can we take this technology and really scale it out and deploy it across the country and across the world? And I view this as our opportunity to showcase that.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this district is the largest in the United States and I believe in the world still for CBDX deployed on public infrastructure. So, really proud of the leadership that you're showing here and the fact that we're all going to get to be a part of this when we come to Atlanta. So, Commissioner, you talked a little bit about the return on investment for investing in technology. Um, what other technologies are you actively investing in and/or preparing for here at GDOT to help improve mobility in the Atlanta region?
Well, one thing I'm very excited about is to continue to expand upon our broadband connectivity across the entire state. We already have a pretty good footprint here in Metro Atlanta, but that just becomes foundational to have good broadband connections for our probe data, for CVDX technology, for signal technology, the basics, of ITS all needs to get to, the backhaul of fiber. So we're doing some public-private partnerships to expand that across the entire state. But we're also doing things like automated incident detection so that we can get instant alerts when something goes wrong so that first responders can get there, and have quick roadway clearance, so things like that we continue to deploy and rely on technology and machine learning to help us, be even more predictive in how we can use machine learning and AI to, be more predictive and responsive, again, for, traffic operations point of view. But there's the other things that we're doing as well and, working with third-party vendors and with electronic truck logs, in fact, to geofence and put messages in cabs, where there's reoccurring congestions or high rollover locations. Again, just trying to partner with the private sector, which is really important as a public owner, to have private sector engagement so that we can get the best technology deployed everywhere. We're really sort of agnostic to how that happens. We just want to make sure our data platforms are such that everybody can use them in a safe, secure environment, and get, messages out, especially safety messaging, foundationally is really important to us.
Great. Well, yes, public-private partnership is a hallmark of ITS America and of the World Congress. I think you said it well. It's important to know what solutions are going to work to solve your problems, and then how you can partner with others to achieve those goals. Ramin, talk a little bit about how Arcadis supports agencies like GDOT with projects that are improving safety and mobility, and wondering if there's anything that you can highlight in the Atlanta region or the Georgia region.
We're proud to say we've been working with GDOT and the Commissioner's Office and the larger Atlanta region for decades, bringing a lot of new technologies to the region and looking at different ways to solve traditional problems. One of them is we've been really driving data-driven solutions to ensure assets are performing at peak levels, and making those networks, those transportation assets, as resilient as possible. Some of the projects have been the signal operations program we've been doing. The commissioner mentioned some of that. the work that we've also done in the alternative delivery space around the Broadcom that you mentioned, in the broadband program within GDOT and the region, all again have been with the mission of bringing technologies and innovations to the region to help improve safety, efficiency, and the mobility of people and goods.
Great, wonderful. Well, I hope that you will all join us in August in Atlanta for the ITS World Congress. We will have a full week of content and demonstrations, technology deployments that you can experience for yourself. So thank you so much to both of you for being a part of this conversation. And please join us for the World Congress. The theme is Deploying Today, Empowering Tomorrow. And we will look forward to seeing how the investments that GDOT and others are making are improving safe mobility in the Atlanta region. Thank you.